Thank you.
4:39 coming up on 4:40 here on KHTS. I'm always on the lookout for new music. My weekends are consumed with hours alone with my AirPods. This time, the new music from me. On Friday, I received a link to some new music from local artists Dale Bushka and Paul Hoover, who joined me in studio right now. Thanks for joining me, fellas.
How's it going, Aaron?
Thanks,
It's going pretty well. I could always use some more sleep. You know what I mean?
absolutely.
Always trying to get some more sleep. You guys have AirPods? I just got them.
Oh yeah.
I do not have them.
Do you?
I was hunting them when they first came out. Yeah, I signed
Really?
up for an online service that would notify me when Best Buy got a new or Apple Store got a new stock inventory.
So you're still
Snuck
using the
that
first generation AirPods. They haven't
Absolutely.
gone out yet.
Nope,
They're still
absolutely.
reliable.
Absolutely.
I find myself with the AirPods more and more. And it's slightly concerning because
Absolutely, yeah,
I feel like I'm disassociating myself from reality. My AirPod woes are not the subject of conversation right now. We are talking
Exactly.
about
I thought we were
BHH.
talking about headphones today.
We're talking about headphones and headphones only, baby. Dale, you are the guitarist. Paul, you're the lead vocalist, correct?
I am not. I am a guitarist, but Paul Hoover, he handles everything. He is handling the vocal.
Yeah.
I think we need to start with who is Dale Bushka.
Yeah,
Who is
Bushka.
Dale
Dale
Bushka?
Bushka. I am the writer of the music. I'm also, what I do is I write the lyrics and I also do the basic music track.
Nice.
And then I give it to my nephew Blake, who's not here today. Unfortunately, he's working man out there.
Blake
But-
Bushka.
Blake, my nephew.
Oh, okay.
Blake Hanslick.
Okay.
So he handles the demo tape for me, and then what I do is I bring it over and send it to Paul, and Paul handles the music, and he'll do. He's a multi-instrumentalist. He'll handle the music, the vocals, and everything. Everything that you hear on the song that you're going to play, that's all Paul.
Right.
That is all Paul.
So, Dale, you are then the Jimmy Page to Paul's Robert Plant.
Exactly.
Are these new songs? Have you been sitting on these songs? Have you been waiting for a vehicle?
45 years.
You've been
I am
waiting for-
61 years old, and I started when I was 15.
For 45 years, you've been waiting for the
I've been
vehicle.
waiting to find Paul.
You've been waiting for him.
Waiting for my nephew to grow up and be 20, and just had his birthday. So
Now, you can access all of these songs online for free. You can even download them for free on bhhmusic.com. We'll be listening to Totally Tubed later on in this interview. I heard it the other night, and I gotta say, from your vocals, I got like a Lou Reed vibe, sort of like a laid back, very
I'll
cool
tell you what,
way
these
of
songs
singing.
are all over the place. You know, when Dale first, when I first discovered that Dale had just been writing songs for years and years and years, and they were all just sitting somewhere at his house, I said, "Man, Dale, I'd love to collaborate with you, just get to know you." We knew each other from church,
Yeah.
but didn't really have much of an opportunity to connect. Didn't really know who was this Dale Bushka guy, and then he brings me all these songs, and I think, man, like, what would it look like to just take these and put them out there in the universe, you know? And I think he's really enjoyed the process,
Yeah.
seeing them come to life.
Yeah,
It's
totally.
been really great to kind of be a part of that process for him, just to see a fulfillment of just these things. He's the purest guy you will ever meet. He just writes songs purely for the love of it. Like you said, these are for free. He's not trying to make a dime off any
Right.
of this. It's just to make the
Paul
universe
Hoover,
a better
I
place.
hooked up with him at Valencia Hills Church. So
So-
we've been going back and forth for 3 years.
Let me get
Just
this
trying to
straight.
Get all this together.
Because I love love. It's the reason why I love rom-coms.
Uh-huh.
It's the reason why I love hearing about how bands form and come
Yeah.
together. Had you guys known, Paul? Did you know that Dale was writing all these songs and he had no outlet for them?
No, I just, I knew he was around. I knew he was really friendly. I knew he loved to serve people. He's a very positive guy.
And so Paul, as I understand, performs music at the church.
That is correct.
And
He's
so
our
Dale-
worship leader. He
Yeah,
also
that's my
he
main-
also
main
works
deal.
with the children as well. He does fusion.
Youth
Nice,
ministry, yeah.
very cool. So Dale, one day you saw Paul performing, and it just
I
struck
was
you.
impressed. The whole reason I ended up at Valencia Hills Church was, well, first my wife. I married my wife Barbara probably
Oh.
Hey.
7 years ago. So
Nice.
Now it's like, and then also I met Paul probably about 4 or 5 years ago. But I got up the nerve to talk to him and sit down with him and say, "Hey, I've written some songs."
You were
and,
nervous.
I was very nervous. I mean, he's like an idol to me. I mean, the guy can do everything. He's a multi-instrumentalist. He can sing.
Very talented.
He can't show his range at church because there's only so far he can go. But this guy sounds like Justin Timberlake. I mean, I bring out the rock and the folk and the punk and whatever out of this.
Dale's tunes are so diverse that every time he brings me a song, there's kind of like a where could this song go?
Right.
And it's kind of like the sky's the limit. You know, if you're in any kind of a creative industry, you're often working within a really defined set of boundaries, right? You're how far you can take things, right?
Exactly.
And so Dale's songs are just I think for me they're just such a fun thing to do and to try and to explore and to be creative. So I think we've both really benefited from that.
And some are way out there too. I mean, Paul.
some
The
are
thing
way
is, a
out
lot
there.
of times I go, I don't think I should bring this to Paul because he's a Christian.
Yeah,
And
right.
I don't want to break that boundary.
Are you
But
nervous to
believe me,
perform
he
some
will
of the
break that
songs? Have you
boundary.
received some lyrical sheets and said, you know, Dale, I'm just not sure if this is the song for me?
Claire?
Yeah.
Claire. And
You
Claire
guys-
is on the website.
Claire is
and
on the
once you hear
website.
Claire, you'll understand
Okay.
why. It's out there.
BHHmusic.com for all of Paul and Dale's free
That
music.
is
You can.
probably the PG-13 of the website.
Is that
I would
right?
say, yeah.
Awesome.
It is.
So, look, we have Dale Bushka, we have Paul Hoover, two musical geniuses live in studio right now.
that.
Let's get right into the music. We'll talk to you guys after, but
Thank you.
let's listen to Totally Tubed. This is Paul Hoover by way of Dale Bushka on KHTS.
Lisa's spoiled, she's got a fat, rich daddy who's got money in the pocket to burn. I give her a call, I got nothing to do. Let's go down to the pipeline and get totally tubed. Totally tubed, totally tubed. Alright, Lisa, we'll get totally tubed. Ain't that the living end when you're totally tubed? Totally tubed. Off Bonsai Beach on Oahu Island, surfers dropping to the waves with pipeline styling, with a double overhead and the two closing round. But sure you better make it or you're totally screwed. You're totally screwed. You're totally screwed. For sure you better make it or you're totally screwed. I just sailed out before I wiped out trying to get totally tubed. Totally tubed. Well, I'm back on my board, cause I know I'm hooked. Got my gun waxed up. I'm totally booked on the next tube break, and all that's missing is you. So hop on board, Lisa, and get totally tubed.
Dude, that is awesome. Paul Hoover
I really
and
appreciate
Dale
that.
Bushka performing Totally Tubed here on KHTS. Santa Clarita's artists, the Artist Spotlight here on your hometown station, KHTS. Very Jim Morrison-y. Is that the kind of sound that you're going for, Paul?
You know, I was just like we were talking about during the break. That all of Dale's songs are just from all over the place. Some are just right out of left field.
I gotta
And
say, it's a very diverse set of songs.
It's
Dale.
a very
And then-
diverse set, and it gives me the opportunity to just try new things, to be creative. You know, like anytime you're in a creative industry, a lot of times you're operating within a very well-defined boundary. And so, working with Dale, I just get the chance to just try new things, and he's so encouraging. He loves a lot of times what I end up with. He says he's listened to Totally Tubed about 200 times, so that's what makes me feel.
Of
really good.
course.
And I think for myself, it's just the process. And there are times like I can't get anything for about a month. I can't really think of anything.
And that Totally Tube song, that's a song that you've been sitting on for over 3 decades.
3
Am I
decades.
right?
Yeah, it was
That's
written-
crazy.
It was written probably half the songs on the website at this point. There's 6 songs on the website.
Right.
Probably half the songs on the website are over 30 years old.
Do we have a band name? We have BHHmusic.com.
Well, it's Paul
Is there a
Hoover.
band name?
Paul Hoover is the vocal. He's the
I prefer to
music.
think of it as Dale Bushka.
Yeah, it is.
Well, I mean, look,
Do
we
we
have.
have a band yet? No, we don't. It's been kind of thrown around.
Yeah.
And I know there's a lot of bands out there. I know a lot of bands play other people's music.
But Dale, we're dealing with a virtuoso here. We have Paul Hoover, who's the vocalist, the guitar player. Do you play drums on the track as well?
He did play drums.
To
Dude,
be
awesome.
fair, the drums I played on a keyboard, so they were fingers.
Okay,
finger drums,
but still.
I
nonetheless,
think
yeah.
probably when Paul retires from Valencia Hills Church, that's his next job.
I agree. So let's talk live performances. Do you guys have anything lined up? I know that, Paul, you perform at Valencia Hill Church every week, multiple times a week.
Yeah. So that's my main job is leading worship for our congregation. So that's really what I focus on. With Dale's songs, these have mostly just been a creative thing that we've worked on together, collaborated on. We haven't really talked about playing the songs live at like coffee shops or anything, but I wouldn't count it out. I think it'd be fun to do.
I'd love to put it out there. I really would.
Yeah.
I'd love to
So we'll
see
keep
the
you
music
posted.
being
Yeah,
out
please
there.
do.
And we're still going. We're continuing. We probably have about 10 in the bank right now.
Wow,
that
nice.
that we've done that. I just didn't want to put a lot out on the website because I didn't want to overwhelm people, and I wanted to get I just want to get people's opinion.
Well,
do
look,
you like it or do you not?
I think the best tracks are online right now. I don't know what you guys have in the can,
Yeah, we
but
got
if
some
it's
good
anything
stuff in the
like what's
can,
online right now, I have to assume that those are going to be released pretty soon. You can go online, bhhmusic.com, for free music, free downloads, free to listen, bhhmusic.com, and catch Paul every Sunday. Couple services.
Come on over.
What is
9
it?
and 10:30.
9 and 10:30 at Valencia Hills Church. Where is Valencia Hills Church?
We're over in the industrial park off of Avenue Scott on
Okay.
Avenue Stanford. If you're facing the Home Depot and you go around the left side, you're basically in our parking lot.
Nice. bhhmusic.com for free tracks and for all the information you need to know. Paul Hoover, Dale Bushka. Thanks very much for coming in, guys.
Thank you,
Thank
Aaron.
you.
Of course,
Pleasure.
anytime you guys come or have new music, please
Thanks for
feel
having
free to
us,
come on
too.
back.
Absolutely.
Time for a quick break. More music coming up.
98.1 FM and AM 1220.